I've had a request about doing more Mercury videos. In fact, Mercury is one of those planets that has probably um, is very close to my heart because I have Mercury in my 10th house. So um, it's very much about what I'm connected to. I guess this is why I have to also um, pass the message on about Mercury. Today, I was going to just touch a little bit on conditions such as ADHD, uh, people who just literally have got issues with mercury, such as nervousness, speech issues. They could have some other issues like Asperger's, and just, it could actually even make you be completely unsociable as well if it's in a poor condition. So I wanted to touch a little bit about all different kinds of. I mean, this is such a vast subject, and it's absolutely impossible to cover it all on one video. But I have friends who actually work with autistic children, and obviously, Mercury also rules young people, children, schools, friends, how you express yourself, how you think, your imagination is a little bit in there as well, all these kind of things. I mean, Mercury is such a huge part of our culture and our life nowadays. Without it, really, this is why I am going to express um, as much as I can in the videos and pass it on, because I know we all want to know about money and love and career and all that kind of stuff. But really, I mean, if you use your Mercury, you will go much further as well. And it's also realizing that in the olden days, when somebody was born into a family, say if they were butchers or blacksmiths or carpenters, then that the lineage will be doing that as well. So this is probably they had very specialized talents, skills, and that would be passed on to their children, and their children will So this is literally, I mean, a baker was just a baker, a gardener was just a gardener. But nowadays, a gardener has got to maybe have a website, have some business cards. We'll have to have like a balance, know about different plants, how they grow, which times of the year to plant certain plants, etc. So we are now in a culture that Mercury rules us so heavily. And when you have affliction to Mercury, it kind of impacts every part of your life, really. So I did a video not long ago about hoarding, because I'm coming across a lot of people with that at the moment. I'm doing this work in the community, and it's really opened my eyes about how when Mercury is actually afflicted, how you want to just pull away from the society, and actually then what you do, you activate your 12th house, which, as we know, Mercury is debilitated in the 12th house. Natural 12th house of the zodiac is Pisces. But obviously, for all of us, Mercury in even if it's in good condition, it still is a 12th house. So it still will, if it ends up in like even in Virgo, but it's your 12th house, it will still have issues. So and particularly if it has got afflictions from Mars, the nodes, and Saturn. Because as you know, Saturn and also Ketu, they can actually create this rigidness of the mind as well. And the person is just almost imprisoned in their mind in some conditions, not all of them. So this is, I'm just going to generally talk about this, and talk about this at length on different videos for different conditions. So when I was talking about hoarding, I was saying I'm pretty sure 12th house will become activated with this, and 4th house, obviously, Moon, Mercury, and obviously, and if in that chart, Jupiter and Venus, which are the natural benefics, they are actually afflicted as well. So the person cannot have the optimism or look at the bigger picture. So everything becomes very kind of like compressed, if you like, into this 12th house. So they kind of exist in on their 12th house. And as you know, the 12th natural house of the zodiac is ruled by Jupiter. And Jupiter is, this is the house, I mean, I've always, with my daughter and my friends and everything, I always say, you know, because I think people naturally feel really sort of rejuvenated, regenerated, and get their optimism back when they rested, when they sleep well. When they go on holiday, far away distances, you activate the 12th house. All of these ways are activating your 12th house in a positive way. And also when you do a bit of daydreaming, you know, it's just like gives you that kind of, gives your mind a bit of rest, and you can just like, I don't know, I think it's good for the soul when you daydream. It's a natural thing that humans can do, and it's very regenerative, I feel. So, but obviously, if somebody has got Mercury, which is your thinking process, and is actually has been compressed by and afflicted by, say, Rahu and Saturn, for example, if they're sitting with Mercury, and that could actually kind of cause issues with Mercury, because it's a benefic planet, and obviously the company that it keeps, it tends to kind of becomes like that a little bit as well. So Saturn will be dry and likes isolation, and K2 likes to, K2, if K2 is sitting with them as well, will like to cut things out. And if it's Rahu, it's just the thought process is all over the place, particularly if Rahu is then is not in good condition, and obviously if the actual dispositor also is in a poor condition, then it's creating a whole like a domino effect where nothing is being supportive of Mercury, nothing is supporting that 12th house, and if Jupiter is in a poor condition, if there is a 12th lord, then that will cause, you know, because the person can't see the wood for the trees, can't see that this situation is only now and things will progress. And also 12th house also becomes your house of addiction. So these people become very internalized, and that's how they have comfort in either drinking, taking drugs, or sleeping too much. They could also then be on antidepressants, which then kind of makes that 12th house even more active. And so drugs and alcohol and all of that, and it just becomes, everything becomes like very activated. You know, you can imagine if Rahu is there, you know, also it would want to just consume and consume and consume. So I just wanted to just say to somebody who has that, or you know somebody, particularly if they're children, so if you want to kind of help them, even just Mercury in a 12th house, and if the 12th house is Aquarius, for example, that could cause issues as well, because it's house of Saturn and co-ruled by Rahu as well. So if then Jupiter or Venus are in poor condition, so the actual there's no help from other parts of the chart, then that becomes difficult. And also very, very difficult if the first lord, the ascendant lord, is compromised. If it's in bad dignity, is debilitated, is sitting with one or two of the malefics as well. So the person just wants to escape, constantly wants to escape. This could happen also if the ascendant lord is in the 12th house and say is sitting with Mercury, and if there's aspects of Saturn or something, this could create these issues as well. So I just wanted to just say, you know, there is remedies for everything. And, you know, sometimes you have to kind of think that, this is for better, for worse, this is what I have to deal with, and I'm going to do my best and get myself out of this situation. So one of the very good things about Mercury is Mercury does respond really well to moving, because it's naturally, it's all, it's third house of the zodiac. So you're born in the first house, Aries, in the second house, your family, your mum is nurturing you, you'll start eating and, family love and everything. And the third house is when you start crawling and moving and, so anything to do with movement will really strengthen your Mercury. So this could be just going for a walk. So if it's your child or it's your sister or a friend or something, every now and then encourage them to go out for a short walk. It doesn't need to be a long walk, but it's really good also if you have a destination, so they know that they have to, for example, if they like ice cream, so we walk into the ice cream parlor or to the supermarket because we're going to get all the ingredients and we're going to make a nice meal. Mercury rules pizza, by the way. It rules all the foods that's fast food, because it's a fast moving planet. So we're going out for a walk to get pizza. All these kind of things, just like encouraging them to come out, because what you do when you leave 12th house, you then out. So you're activating your first house. You're actually strengthening your first house. And when your first house is activated, then naturally your seventh house gets activated, because you naturally see other people. So if you have become social phobic and agoraphobia is setting in, this is a really good remedy for it. Get out and get into the community, get moving. And all of that is kind of, all of it means that a little bit of socializing, because you're in a supermarket and you're going down different aisles. So you're seeing all different products in there. You also naturally have to navigate around the supermarket. There might be people that you need to say excuse me to, and person at the desk, you'll be, so all of those actually helps your third house of communication and interaction, which is again Mercury, so it's always interacting. Also rules money in a sense as well, because it's an exchange, commerce, rules commerce and business, exchange of money and communicating. Maths is also ruled by Mercury as well. So all of these little things can really help. And then maybe slowly on different days, and I think it's really good for them to have structure as well. So we can just say maybe on Wednesdays, which is day of Mercury, we will do a game. We will do like a puzzle or a numbers game or something like that, so whatever is the thing that they like, let them choose what they want. And slowly kind of that interaction helps them, and they perhaps actually don't need to rely on food addictions and other addictions so much, because they are actually moving a bit more, and encourage them to do that more and more. I'm a massive lover of exercise and dancing and singing, because all of those things activate Mercury in a really positive way, and the third house, because the more you activate third house, there's so many fruits within that house, because all of the arts, writing, talking, communicating, emails, everything, your neighbors, your siblings, your friends, everything is in that house. And so slowly you can start kind of adding to this and broadening their horizons. This is very, very important, that you broaden their horizons. So even if you watch a movie together, have a conversation about it, get them to actually describe what do they think, do they need to watch the movie at certain points, did they like the music, their film score, just literally speaking to them, getting them more involved and getting them more interested in things. If they want to start reading books, read the same chapter as them and have like a conversation with them. I really, really encourage you to actually really do this for children. If your child has got issues with Mercury, it's really amazing if you could just help them through this, because believe it or not, I know people feel as though they can get very stuck, and I can really imagine that must be very difficult if your 12th house is a fixed house as well, fixed sign, particularly if it's like Aquarius or maybe even Scorpio, must be quite difficult, and you can get a little bit stuck and can't let go. But the thing is, you can deactivate a house yourself. You have the power. I don't think would be my message to all of you. It's like, don't get stuck to thinking that you are your natal chart. You have the will to actually change that. Free will is there if you want to use it, and you can naturally start activating your third house. When you activate your third house, then slowly your 12th house comes, slows down a little bit. By opening your third house, your ninth house is actually activated, and ninth house is house of optimism, happiness, good luck. So I wish you luck, and we'll talk about this again at some other point. Thank you. And I forgot to say also, wear green because it's the color of Mercury. Walk in parks and nice sort of forests and things, and also cycling, skateboards, roller skates. All of these are means of transport also ruled by Mercury. Wednesdays, day of Mercury. So I wish you luck, and I'll see you on the next video.